your brand globally. Make your venture a success. Unique Times, Premium Business Lifestyle Magazine.
അമൃത് ഹെയർ എലിക്സർ ഫോർ വിമൻ. ബയോടെക്നോളജി പ്രകാരം എഞ്ചിനീയറിംഗ് ചെയ്ത ഹെയർ എലിക്സർ. അമൃത് വേണി എന്നാൽ മുടിക്കുള്ള അമൃത്.
Let's continue with the discussion with Shri Bharat. But what I would like you is to you can look at it from a perspective that is much higher up, because you are not the chairman or MD of any particular company. He's, by the way, an officer of the Indian Revenue Service. He's a principal commissioner in Delhi. Yes, so he can look at it from a much more broader perspective, from a government of India's perspective. How would you evaluate CSR work in India in the past 1 decade? And the same question I put to Dr. Dantakumar. Many companies look at CSR as a responsibility, not something that should be done voluntarily. Are the punishments provided too steep for 3 years of imprisonment for the person in the company responsible for the implementation of CSR? Is that too steep, or is it too low? What is your view? And do you think, as a officer from the Indian Revenue Service, do you think CSR will affect the bottom line of a company at all? And how do you think participants in this event can, broadly on an all India level or specifically, associate themselves with CSR?
Thank you, Mr. Joseph, for giving me the floor. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. And good morning to my panelists, Mr. Nandakumar, Mr. Kumaravel, Mr. Rajesh Nair, Deepak Kashwani, if I'm right. Of course, the moderator, Mr. MP Joseph, who was the senior officer of the Government of Kerala. CSRs are not a new concept for India, I'm sure, and I'm definitely for India it's not there, because in our religion, if you take the Vedas or even any other, I think even Christianity, I studied in Christian institutions right through, whether it's Islam, whether it's Zoroastrianism, every religion has an inbuilt CSR model in it. I mean, it's a part of it's a law of life. I would say CSR is a law of life as a part of religion is concerned, because whatever is stated in the objectives of CSR, environment responsibility or, poverty eradication, everything is a part of religious practices right from the beginning. I think it's not new. But then over a period of time, with the laissez-faire economy coming into play after the Industrial Revolution, this concept was forgotten. And then people, then greed took over, and then, it's all history after that. Then it became just the entire economic model moved to the Keynesian model. I mean, if you those of you who know economics, Keynesian model says it's you make more and more, and then you consume more and more. So that upset the entire system of CSR, which was inbuilt in all societies. Those who have followed CSR by default, even by not following the law, have done extremely well for themselves. I've had the personal experience to deal with the Tata Group very closely, and I'm a great admirer of the Tata style of functioning, which says if you those who know how Tatas function, and I'm sure some of you will know it, Tatas have about 150 companies globally, all over the world. And I think their net worth or their net turnover was about $10 billion. $10 billion, okay? See, all these companies are held by the Tata Trust. It's a phenomenal model. I mean, there's a number of case studies. In fact, I did present a paper on Tatas. There's a number of case studies on Tatas, how this Tata model has succeeded in India. It's a case study by itself. Because let me tell you very frankly, Tatas don't pay bribes. See that, I mean, there are so many industrialists here who would, in some way or the other, they would have to compromise to do their business. But Tatas are a group, to the best of my knowledge, they have not paid a single bribe. Because I've investigated them very closely, okay? They have a fantastic system where all these 150 to 180 companies globally are controlled by Tata Trusts. The trust hold the maximum shares of these companies, and these trusts, all the dividends of the profits earned from the 180 companies or so go to the trusts. And this trust, Tata Trust, donates the entire thing to charity. It's a fantastic model. There is not a single thing is kept. Whatever profits that are earned by all the Tata group of companies go to the Tata Trust, and from the Tata Trust, it moves to charity. What better model? I don't think anybody in the world has got such a fantastic model at Tata, which is a living model in India. And Ratan Tata, the chairman of the Tata group, whoever it is, whether it was J.R.D. Tata or whether it was Ratan Tata, they just take a very paltry salary for whatever services they have done. This is the top sort of, and this is also a part of the Zoroastrian culture. Let me tell you my own personal experience. Where I was, for some time I was the MD of the Kochi International Airport, and deputation had come here. And I think Mr. Nandakumar is saying about the political interference. See, Kochi International Airport is a very unique organization. I would say one of the most unique organizations in India is concerned. It is the first public-private partnership in corporate sector, which is a very, very, very successful model. It is from this particular model that the other PPCs all over the world have started. So I held the post between 2006 to 2010, so I knew this, where politicians come with businessmen and the stakeholders to run a corporate sector. It's a very, very unique model. And by default, everything that's done in Kochi International Airport was CSR. There was no CSR law at that point of time. The stakeholders were given shares in the airport. The people who lost their lands were given shares in the airport. The employees were given shares in the airport. The government of Kerala took a stake in the airport. HNIs, high network individuals, took a stake in the airport. Everybody took a stake in the airport and to make the airport successful. All stakeholders had a direct stake in the airport. So, and the best part of it was, because government was a very major stakeholder, and the private individuals also, there was a proper balance between government and private sector to run this airport. And I'm sure you all know about the story of CIL. It's a very successful model. So what experience I faced at that point of time is exactly what Dr. Nandakumar said. When I was there was a lot of pressure from the political people to spend money on particular constituencies, as Dr. Nandakumar said. Because CIL was making profit, so some director or some minister would say, look, my constituency, you need to give money, you need to develop this road there, you need to put up a panchayat school there, you need to give computers to the schools, or you put up a road or put up a library. At that time, those who know the Companies Act, you can't, as per the Companies Act or the Income Tax Act is concerned, you can't spend money from your corporate account into non-business purposes. It is not allowed as per the Companies Act as well as the Income Tax Act. So we were finding it difficult to implement how to get this done, because the government is also a part of this airport. So I devised a unique system where, after discussing with a few professionals as well as my colleagues, I said, okay, let's form a trust. Let's form a trust. So a trust was formed from CL where we took the CL was one of the trustees, other directors were trustees. The profits from CL went to the trust, and from the trust, we donated we did CSR.
Mr. Sriram, can I intervene with a question?
Yes.
Is it right to form a trust like this, shouldn't the money go directly to other NGOs which...
Yes, every company does this. All companies do that. They have trusts. See, Tata has a trust. So you can form a trust. The trust can do charitable activities. So once you contribute, that's the legal way to do it. Okay. So then we did it. So CSR, my friends, CSR is not a new concept for India is concerned, definitely not to Kerala. I think all of us, all the people here who are on the panel have contributed to CSR in a big way. I want to tell you very confident to the audience, whether it's by law or otherwise, if you follow CSR, you will be a successful person whatever you do in life. With these few words, I'd like to thank the moderator for giving me a chance. I'm sorry if I've overshot my time. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Sriram Bharat. That was an exquisite overview of what corporate social responsibility really boils down to. What you said, I think I'll quote once more, maybe not the same words. What you give, you get 10 times back. What goes around comes around. So the more you give, the more you get back. That's a truism. So thank you very much.
Feel the freshness. Feel the softness. DQ 78 TFM Grade 1 Soap.